We immediately started thinking about what we could do to honor our son Robert right after he died in 2005. And because of my professional life, I knew a lot of people who had worked in the field of disabilities. We were here a couple of years, and wow, we thought, there's just nothing here. These adults are just sitting around, they're getting fat, they don't have any life, and how can this be? I was 8 months pregnant when I learned that I was going to have twins. I had a very complicated delivery. Robert was very sick right from the beginning. He screamed, he projectile vomited. There was one doctor after another. It was clear that he was not just sick, he was going to have many disabilities. And the doctors didn't know what was wrong. When you're living it, it's very painful. If you have other children, there's how do you balance that? 3.5 years later, I was pregnant again, and I was very much assured that this wasn't going to happen again because it must have been the result of a complex delivery. And I knew when they held him up at delivery that he had the same thing. That started another whole period of life because they ended up, Robert especially, being a research project at Mayo Clinic because they didn't have a name for this. Neurologist gave it a new name. If you're ready, peroxisomal biogenesis disorder, Zellweger spectrum disease. It was extremely, extremely rare. There were 6 people that they knew of between the ages of 18 and 32, and they were so happy to discover us because Benjamin now would be the oldest known living person that they knew of, and he was 41. Robert was 34 when he died. We contacted the Southwest Florida Community Foundation, and it just so happened it was the first week that Sarah Owens was the new CEO. Sarah looked at her team and said, we can do this. We went out to Riverside Camp and Retreat Center in Elba near LaBelle. We have almost 50 volunteers at every single camp for 20 campers. We always have a talent show. Our whole family is involved with this because we're looking toward the future and how do we sustain something after we're gone. One granddaughter, Helen, contacted me to do my biography for a school project. I hope this is what I've left them. The name of her biography, The Story of Sharon Miller. Nothing is impossible. I hope what I've given them is a model of strength in adversity. They were very, very poor, dirt farmers. I was the oldest of 6, so I got the others ready for school because my mom was still in the barn. My mother was the strongest woman I think I've ever known. Teachers took an interest in me. The only thing I can tell you is I was always the one who had a different opinion. I was standing in the corner more often than I can ever tell you. I was going to be the new social worker and save the world. I was the director of the community mental health program in one county, and we started a women's shelter for domestic violence victims. I was a state of Michigan representative to the conference in China for women. I never was like consumed with women's rights, I recognize injustice, no matter where it is. The fund is our fund, it's our son's fund, but it's owned by a broader part of the community, okay? It will be there when I die. I hope that type of model spreads a bit, because you can do a lot with little.
You never know, dear, how much I love you. We don't see much on away.